I think this case really made many fans of K-pop realize that there's a very dark side to an industry that's often perceived as bright and pure.
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together, let me find. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love. From your love.
Hi everyone, it's Bree here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. In today's video, I'll discuss Seungri's recent conviction in the Burning Sun scandal, as well as my thoughts on the case overall and the sentence he received. The Burning Sun scandal is a pretty disturbing case, so trigger warning for sensitive topics. If you're not familiar with Seungri, he was the lead dancer, vocalist, and maknae in the incredibly impactful second-gen YG K-pop boy group Big Bang. Just to give you an idea of how huge Big Bang was, in 2016, Forbes reported that Big Bang made $44 million before taxes in the previous year. I was a huge fan of Big Bang myself since I got into K-pop during second gen. Besides being a member of such a huge boy group, Seungri was also individually known for his lavish lifestyle and was often referred to as the Korean Great Gatsby due to the extravagant parties he often held. In 2019, the Burning Sun scandal shook South Korea and the world, becoming the hugest scandal the nation had ever seen. It all started in January of 2019 when NBC News Desk covered the story of the alleged of a male clubgoer at the Burning Sun, a prominent nightclub in Gangnam, one of the glitziest districts in Korea. Afterwards, the story attracted huge media attention, and the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency took a closer look. The investigation quickly grew from an case to an investigation concerning prostitution, trafficking, and police corruption, all activities that were occurring in the Gangnam Club. Police officials discovered that in the Burning Sun Club, women were being against their will and filmed, shining a light at the molka or spy cam epidemic in the country. Jung Jun-young, South Korean singer, songwriter, radio DJ, and media personality, confessed to having sex with women against their will, secretly filming the videos and sharing them without their consent in Kakao Talk chat rooms with his acquaintances, including Seungri. Choi Jung-hoon, former member of FT Island, was also a member of the Kakao chat room where the explicit videos of women were shared. In April of 2019, police arrested Choi for illegally filming women without their consent, distributing a total of 6 videos, and bribing police officials to cover up his drunk driving incident. Choi later admitted to spreading hidden camera photos taken without consent and also filming illegal hidden camera footage. Jung and Choi were found guilty of numerous charges, including aggravated and charged with 5 and 2.5-year sentences, respectively. Young Jun-hyung, former member of Highlight, and Lee Jung-hyun, former member of CN Blue, were also in the Kakao Talk chat room. Although both admitted to watching the illicit videos sent to them by Jung, neither of them have been charged with any crimes at this time. In February of 2019, the Seoul Police Department launched an investigation accusing Seungri of offering to investors of the Burning Sun nightclub. On February 27th, Seungri was questioned by the police in an interview that lasted overnight and included a test. Seungri denied allegations of attempts to buy for potential foreign investors, and any knowledge of the Kakao Talk messages, including conversations which he allegedly had with a Burning Sun co-founder and another of its employees about such arrangements. YG Entertainment also denied the allegations, claiming that the story was fabricated. But in March, Seungri decided to step down and resign from the K-pop industry as the investigation was underway. He took to Instagram on March 11th, explaining that it would be best for him to retire due to the social disturbance it caused, and stated, "I am even being cornered as a traitor of the nation. I personally cannot tolerate causing harm to everyone around me in order to save myself. I sincerely thank all of the fans in and outside of Korea who have given me lots of love for the past 10 years, and I think this is where I stop, even if it's at least to protect the honor of YG and Big Bang. Again, I'm sorry and apologize once again. I have been thankful to everyone until now." Seungri has not updated his Instagram account since. In June of 2020, Seungri's business partner, former CEO of Yuri Holdings, Yoo In-suk, admitted to charges against him, including embezzlement of business funds, solicitation of prostitution, and economic restrictions in the Burning Sun scandal. He admitted to the crimes and claimed he committed the prostitution crimes without Seungri's knowledge. He was sentenced to 1 year and 8 months in prison. Seungri was indicted on 8 charges, including purchase of prostitution services, mediation, embezzlement, violation of the Act on the Aggravated Punishment, etc. of specific economic crimes, habitual gambling, violation of the Foreign Exchange Transaction Act, and violation of the Act on Special Cases concerning the punishment, etc. of crimes. In his first hearing in September of 2020, Seungri denied all of the charges except the Foreign Exchange Transactions Act. The violation of this act refers to Seungri embezzling funds from the Burning Sun Club and violating laws that prohibit overseas gambling by betting heavily at foreign casinos. Although Seungri denied all 8 charges except one until the very end, today, August 12, 2021, he was convicted of all 8 charges and sentenced to 3 years in prison. He was also fined 1,156,900,000 won, or approximately $994,544 US. On top of that, because he was found guilty of mediating and purchasing prostitution services, his personal information will be registered in the National Registry for the violation of the Act on Special Cases concerning the punishment, etc. of crimes. Seungri was originally supposed to end his military service in mid-September of this year, but since the court saw him as a potential flight risk, he was arrested in court today and was discharged from his military service. In their findings, the court stated the defendant conspired with Yoon Suk to mediate prostitution for foreign investors on several occasions and gained profits, and added the defendant's crimes that commercialize have a large negative influence on society. As his testimonies were consistent and changed between the police investigation, prosecution investigation, and at court, his credibility is low. So here are my thoughts on the case. To be honest, Seungri's case and the entire Burning Sun scandal has been going on for so long, and I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the end and more people are still being investigated behind the scenes. Only certain details about Seungri's case are available to the public, but from what we know, the court ultimately found him guilty of arranging and participating in prostitution with his CEO, Yoo, for investors, and that he also embezzled funds from the Burning Sun nightclub. On top of that, he was in the chat rooms with Jung and Choi, who were convicted of their crimes against women. I'm sorry, but I personally find it hard to believe that Seungri had absolutely no idea of what was going down at the Burning Sun nightclub and that he was only guilty of embezzlement. I've also seen many VIPs and fans of Seungri on Twitter claiming that Seungri is innocent and that he isn't capable of committing these crimes. This is the part of K-pop idol fandom culture that I cannot stand. At the end of the day, K-pop idols are humans. There are good people and bad people in this world, and then there are people in between who might just make bad decisions. The point is, none of us know Seungri personally or what he's capable of, so to say that he's innocent just because you are a fan of him and feel like you know him based on the face he shows to the public is kind of ridiculous. Some fans of Seungri have also stated that the Korean justice system did not have enough evidence on him and that he shouldn't have been found guilty. This could possibly be true. In many of Seungri's hearings, the prosecution's witnesses were questioned. The witnesses included prostitutes that were involved in the case. All of the witnesses, including the prostitutes, stated that Seungri was not involved in mediating or engaging in prostitution, and some even stated they were bribed by police to incriminate Seungri. In fact, witness C, who slept with Seungri, stated Seungri didn't know that she was a sex worker and that Yoo Suk was the one who paid her. The witnesses' statements and the fact that this is such a high-profile case with police and law officials under the pressure of the public eye could possibly point to foul play. However, there could also possibly be a host of details and evidence regarding the case that the public are just not made aware of. On the other hand, there were a host of chat messages from the Kakao Talk chat rooms that point to Seungri arranging prostitution. In court, he denied that he was arranging prostitution in the text messages, stating that some of the messages contained typos due to autocorrect and were being misunderstood. Seungri is among the richest and most popular individuals in the K-pop industry, hailing from YG, one of the big 3 companies. The fact that this case was so high profile, with even President Moon getting involved at one point, and the nature of the Burning Sun scandal was so disturbing, I do think that officials felt that they needed to throw the book at Seungri. It might not be right, but public figures are seen as role models and are often held to a higher standard by society. The public eye was watching, and I think not even Seungri's popularity or wealth could get him off the hook. Of course, no justice system is perfect, so if there were disparities in the way the case was handled, Seungri could always appeal if he truly wants to. But at the end of the day, I think it's best if fans don't pretend that they're experts on the Korean justice system and just let the officials do their job and respect the system. Like I mentioned before, Seungri received 3 years and Jung and Choi were found guilty of numerous charges, including SA, and charged 5 and 2.5 years respectively. I know I'm looking at this from a Western perspective, but I was honestly shocked by these sentences, especially the length of Jung and Choi's sentences when they were found guilty of violating innocent women. For example, earlier this year, Jung Il-hoon, former member of BTOB, was sentenced to 2 years for habitually smoking, but Choi only got 6 more months than Il-hoon for violating women. I'm sorry, but that's extremely hard for me to fathom. I also think that Seungri's conviction officially marks the end of Big Bang. Of course, they could possibly move on without Seungri's involvement, but whether he's truly guilty or not, their reputation will permanently be marked by this scandal. It's sad, but I think it's just the reality, and this issue is much bigger than Big Bang's legacy and the K-pop industry as a whole. On top of that, whether Seungri appeals and his conviction is somehow overturned or not, he was still affiliated with the Burning Sun scandal, and due to public perception, he'll never be able to come back to the entertainment industry again. After he's released, I doubt we'll hear much from him at all. To close, at the end of the day, I really hope that the victims that were affected by the Burning Sun scandal can find closure in the convictions of all of the perpetrators that were involved. I think this case really made many fans of K-pop realize that there's a very dark side to an industry that's often perceived as bright and pure. So what do you guys think about this case? Do you think the sentence was just? Do you think Seungri will appeal? Comment your thoughts below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe for more K-pop commentary videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!